Howdy there, nerds! Well, welcome back once more to this. We have a few things to talk about, but first and foremost, today is, of course, the Urgent Fear update, or Fur update, by which I mean, it's time, guys. She's good, she's getting further, and boop, and let's see what stats that improves. Wow, those were actually some pretty vital stats. I was honestly expecting it not to hit any of those, but hey, 55 attack, 45 speed, I'm gonna take that. Sure, why not? Alright, so, before we begin, I just want to say, real quick, as always, a few things. One, we're gonna be going over the survey that I did a little bit ago. The results of that are in, however, originally I was gonna have some flowcharts and things like that to show you, to give you a better idea of what was going on, but they just didn't work in the video. Like, I tried several times to actually make them look nice and things like that. It looked terrible. So instead, we're just going to have, like, a podcast discussion of it. And also, we have a special announcement at the end of the video. But if you want to skip over any of that, just feel free to look in the time codes in the comments. Also, check out the description, of course, for all sorts of things. That has to do with our special surprise. And, of course, you know, our Gleam link for all of your giveaway goodness, because we still have those $200 to give away in the form of four $50 gift cards, depending on which region you're in. Anyways, alrighty. Hey nerds, sorry, we're back over on Rival Domains. I'm just doing a little bit of a fun thing to see how well this is gonna go, because I'm trying to see how much, Auto Battle can do this, at least with my brigade, but unfortunately, I already have a bad feeling about this, because as you can see, we did this a bit of a test earlier, and we're just going to see how well Auto Battle can do this without me having to step in. Unfortunately, I do have some Cavaliers in there that are going to kill the bonus, but anyways, we're going to go over the survey that we had here as we watch Auto Battle try to figure its way out through Rival Domains. And just so we're clear, here it is. We're gonna do the first one just to show you how it went with Auto Battle. It was not the most amazing thing, that's for sure, but it worked out well enough. All right, so let's go over the survey. Let's talk about what's going on, and we'll see what everyone has to say about it. So, as you know, I asked you a series of 8 questions, several, I would say about a week, or actually 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we have the results in. So let's see what we got. So, the first question we had was, how do you rate the current version of Faye? Well, this one was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. A lot of you seemed to agree that Faye was doing fairly well, and a lot of you were enjoying what was going on, so that is a plus. So here's what you can, here's what we can get through this, okay? So we're going to go from average, well, actually, we're going to start from the lowest scoring point to the average, and then also talk about the highest. So, obviously, with this question, the lowest was actually 3, which is probably the highest we've ever been, so that's a plus. This will probably be actually one of the higher questions when it comes to general ideas, or at least general consensus when it comes to what you feel about the survey. Next up, let's just let's talk about the the highest and the average. So the average, of course, was a 4, which is really nice. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy what was going on there, so that's a plus. And then, of course, the highest was 5. No surprise there. When it comes to a lot of this, there's a lot of you who seem to agree that Faye was just doing really well. So I'm glad that people are enjoying the game right now. Moving on, we have question number 2, which was, how do you rate, well, this game mode that we're actually just letting Auto Battle take over for? That, of course, is Rival Domains. Now, this one had a decidingly less, I'm not sure how to phrase it, basically, a decidingly less, happy nature to this. A lot of you did not seem to really enjoy some of the game mode. I understand that, because the average for this was 3. The lowest, of course, for this was also 1. Ouch, that's not good. And I understand why some people may not enjoy that. You know, this Rival Domains can be a bit of a mixed bag at times. Also, to give you a little bit more, of at least a focus here. During this time, at the time that we were doing doing this question, Rival Domains also featured armored kills. That was one thing that it was really going on about. And a lot of you, of course, armor emblem and armored units are not exactly the easiest things, to move about. So, yeah, I can definitely understand why some of you were getting frustrated with this. So, yeah, Rival Domains is one of the more lacking, according to you guys. Alright, so next up was question number 3. And question number 3 was about Gardens, or at least the new mode, Blessed Gardens. Now, a lot of you guys actually really enjoyed Blessed Gardens. According to this, the average for this was technically 4, which, by the way, I'm just going to point out a few things. Guys, don't use decimals. When I said rated on 1 to 4, or I mean 1 to 5, I didn't mean decimals. So what I did when you guys put decimals in is I, of course, went and put in some effort to at least round them up. I gave you guys the benefit of the doubt in that way. So I hope you guys understand. So anyways, a lot of you really loved Blessed Gardens, or at least seemed to enjoy the rewards, which is a plus. So I hope you guys will continue to enjoy Blessed Gardens in some regard. But the lowest, of course, was 2. The average was 3, and the most that it got, at the top was, of course, 5. Some of you didn't really enjoy it too much when it came to certain aspects, but understand that this is just kind of how it is. Also, I can already tell that in this mode, I'm gonna have to add more infantry units, or at least have friends who have more infantry units. Jesus freaking Christ. Anyways, so let's move on to question number 4. Do you find new refinements and weapons for older characters to be your liking? Now, this is actually something that all of you pretty much really, really, really enjoyed. This one is the one that honestly almost got universal praise, and something that you really enjoyed. Oh my god, Fortress Defense, we need to... Come on, Auto Battle, you can do better. But anyways, the average for this was 4, the lowest for this was 3, and the most talked about as well was actually, 5, of course. Honestly, actually, wait. No, looking over this, the average was 4, but the lowest was also 4. So, yeah, a lot of you seem to agree that giving older units more wiggle room is something that they should be doing a lot more. So, good on you guys. Thank you for filling out that question, because that one was actually the most liked question. Question number 4, of course. Question number 5, how do you feel about the current environment for free orbs? And a lot of you actually really surprised me with this one, because I was expecting people to just be like, I can't believe we're talking about free orbs, gross, and things like that. But I will say that a lot of you seem to handle it very maturely, and a lot of you did seem to agree that right now, orbs are a lot more plentiful than they were before, so that's a plus. The lowest, of course, was 2. The average was 3, and the highest was 5, of course. But not terrible. I was expecting people to just be like, I'm giving it a 2 because it can't get certain things, but I'm not sure what to say there. Other than, well, it's free orbs. We seem to be doing a good enough job at least getting what we need from free orbs. They've been doing a good job at least releasing more, so I think we can all agree on that. Question number 6, of course, would be how would you rate the voting gauntlet? This one was definitely one that a lot of you had negative opinions on. But a lot of you also seem to understand that technically it was less about a popularity contest and more just about it being a game mode nowadays. So the average for this was, of course, a 3. The lowest was 1. In fact, there were quite a lot of this. It was quite a lot of 1s and 2s. It was very close to being an average of 2 and being the lowest rated question. But all in all, Voting Gauntlet was one that people did not seem to really jive with too much. This and Rival Domain seemed to be a sticking point for you guys. Of course, the highest was for this was actually 4. I did not find a single 5, but I could be wrong, because some of you did use decimal points, and also some of you used the words yes over and over again, and also where are choose your legends was the other one. Guys, that's not how you answer these questions, okay? Don't do that. Anyways, next up, question number 7 was also, how do you rate Tempest Trials? Now, a lot of you seem to really enjoy Tempest Trials. But it did get a little bit hit on, at least when it came to rankings in some regards. A lot of you seem to agree that technically, you know, it's kind of just becoming samey, but a lot of you also seem to really enjoy just how it works and the grinding aspect, and nothing too crazy from that, if that makes any sense. So, what is the average? What is the lowest? Well, right now the lowest for this was actually a 2. The average for this was about a 4, and the highest, of course, being a 5, because you guys seem to really enjoy Tempest Trials, which is a good thing. I'm glad that some of you have been enjoying it a lot more than, you know, some might lead you to believe, because some people do complain a bit more about that. But all in all, Tempest Trials seems to still be going pretty strong, and oh boy, let's see what the final result for this is. Oh, we managed to get the target score. Nice. And Auto Battle did do pretty well there. Holy crap. Well, that just makes me kind of sad that Rival Domains is, you know... Anyways, last but not least, how would you rate Arena? This one got an average lukewarm reply, but all in all, it got about a 3, and that's fine, at least average. Lowest, of course, being I believe a 1 from what I saw. At least I marked down here a 1, and then of course the topmost being a 4. One of you did rate it a 4.5, so maybe I'll just bump that up to a 5 now that I look at it. Good lord. All in all, the survey seems to prove a lot of things, so let's go over a few things just real quick, since we can, okay? First off and foremost, survey for number 1, of course, is that a lot of you seem to be enjoying this. The only real complaint right now is that sometimes there is, you know, it lacks a few things to do. Survey number 2, the most common complaint about Rival Domains is that a lot of it just, as you could see, you could just set up, Auto Battle and just go in there, and apparently it gets it done at times. But in general, the idea is that you like the new, bigger maps, but you do not enjoy some of the more boring aspects of it, where it just kind of feels a bit samey at times, and not much is going on. The next up on that one, of course, is how do you feel about Blessed Gardens? Most of you seem to enjoy the rewards, but also a lot of you seem to think that it's kind of a little tiny bit boring. At least, it wasn't too challenging. But then again, I do have to hand it to you guys. The newest one, at least for the Water Blessing, was a bit harder than I expected. Next up, survey number 4. The general consensus here was it's a great idea to go back to old characters and refine them, of course. So a lot of you are really happy about that. That was probably the highest scoring question. Question number 5 was how would you rate the current environment for free orbs? A lot of you seem to agree that there are a lot more orbs available, so that's a plus. Survey number 6, of course, is would you rate the voting gauntlet? A lot of you seem to think that it needs a little bit of tweaking, but we'll see how that goes. Survey number 7, of course, is how would you rate Tempest Trials? And while it has some complaints according to, you know, similar to Rival Domains where it kind of feels samey at times, a lot of you still really enjoy it. And then, of course, finally, how would you rate the Arena? A lot of you are still very much enjoying the Arena as well. So, there's all of your survey questions and answers and fun stuff like that. Sorry there were no charts. Instead, you got to see my team just brute force their way through Rival Domains. Oh boy. Anyways, when it comes down to a lot of this, I think we can all say that right now Heroes is doing rather well, at least maintaining its interest with a lot of people. But this isn't the only thing we're here to talk about. We're also here to talk about that surprise. Are you guys ready? It's nothing too crazy, okay? So, if you're ready for the special surprise, here it is. So, over on Discord, in our Discord, of course, every spring and summer, usually we have a tradition, and that tradition is we bring along a server and we start playing games on it for, you know, as a community and things like that. So, right now, over in our Discord server, and technically you don't have to join the Discord server to be a part of this, but we are going to be hosting several multiplayer games that are available for servers that are, you know, concurrent, and they keep going, and it's just something for fun. Right now, we have a Minecraft server set up for those who want to play Minecraft and with the brown bricks and the Minecraft. But, simply put, all you have to do is follow the instructions in the description to, you know, play along with it. And I would really love it if you guys could come hang with us. Minecraft is just something we enjoy. you know, on Discord, and it's just something for fun. So if you want to enjoy some good old Minecraft with us, check that out. We'll also be having other things like Gmod and other stuff, which are just fun little party games for everyone who happens to own it to come join us. That's about it, guys. Alright, catch you all later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the future. Bye now!